Coronation Street viewers believe they may have uncovered a major clue suggesting Sarah Platt and Gary Windass were involved in Theo Silverton's death. The villainous scaffolder, known for tormenting Todd Grimshaw for nearly a year, was discovered dead during the soap's heavily promoted Murder Week storyline. Theo was one of 5 troublesome residents who appeared to be at risk of being killed off. Shortly after the dramatic episodes aired, show bosses confirmed the official list of suspects. These included Todd, Theo's co-worker Gary, George Shuttleworth, Christina Boyd, Danielle Anderson, and Summer. Summer later found herself behind bars after DS Lisa Swain charged her with the crime, despite her reputation for previously accusing innocent people. However, recent scenes have hinted that someone else could be responsible. Speculation began when Bethany was getting her hair styled by David at the salon. She complained that her mother had forgotten her 26th birthday, but tried not to dwell on it as she looked forward to celebrating with family later at the bistro. During the conversation, Maria and Gary stopped by with coffees and wished Bethany a happy birthday. Maria joked that Sarah was already in trouble for forgetting the occasion. Gary quickly defended Sarah, reminding everyone that she had recently suffered a violent attack and deserved some understanding. On the evening Theo was killed, Sarah had been assaulted at home and left unconscious after an unexpected attack. She still has no idea who was responsible. At Bethany's birthday meal, several relatives teased Sarah about forgetting the special day. Frustrated, Sarah snapped that she had recently suffered a serious head injury and wanted everyone to stop criticizing her. David laughed off her remark. Later, when the conversation shifted to Theo's murder investigation, Sarah appeared visibly uncomfortable. She soon apologized and claimed she was feeling unwell before abruptly leaving and heading home. Back at home, Sarah questioned her partner, DC Kit Green, about developments in the investigation. This came after Lisa arrested Brody, who admitted selling Todd's missing phone to a pawnbroker and claimed he had discovered it in a skip. Because Brody is actually Kit's biological son, Kit explained that he was trying to keep his distance from the case. He argued that since Brody had already confessed to selling the phone, there seemed little reason for him to lie about where he found it. Kit also realized he had once again revealed too much information about an active investigation. Sarah then asked whether Maria would ever lie to provide Gary with an alibi. Without hesitation, she answered her own question, insisting that Maria would never lie about something so serious. Elsewhere, Maria mentioned to Gary that Sarah had seemed unusually distant in recent weeks. Gary immediately came to Sarah's defense, pointing out that she had recently been attacked and was also dealing with the murder of her best friend's husband. He suggested anyone in her position would be struggling. These moments have convinced many viewers that Sarah and Gary could be secretly working together and may have played a role in Theo's death. One fan commented online that Gary appeared far too eager to defend Sarah in front of Maria, which they found suspicious considering Sarah is his former partner. Another viewer said they were intrigued by the strange behavior displayed by both Sarah and Gary during the episode. A third fan suggested that Sarah may have killed Theo while Gary helped cover up the crime afterwards. Meanwhile, another viewer criticized Sarah for forgetting Bethany's birthday and noted that Maria seemed uncomfortable with how quickly Gary rushed to Sarah's defense. Coronation Street has unveiled 6 possible suspects after Daniel Osborne becomes convinced that someone reported him to social services. Daniel's life has been unraveling in recent weeks following a series of personal setbacks. After his former partner, Megan Walsh, was arrested and charged before unexpectedly returning, he became the target of a vicious online harassment campaign. The anonymous account behind the abuse, Truth Teller 2, was later exposed as Jody Ramsey. Things worsened when Daniel drank heavily and passed out in his flat, leaving young Birdie unsupervised. While Daniel slept, Birdie wandered off, sparking panic when Daniel woke up and discovered his son was missing. A frantic search eventually led him to the Barlow household. Adam Barlow had been caring for Birdie after finding him alone and did not hide his criticism of Daniel's parenting. Tensions quickly escalated, and when Daniel attempted to strike Adam, he accidentally hit his father, Ken Barlow, instead. The incident prompted social services to become involved. During a visit, Daniel anxiously watched from the kitchen, while a social worker spent time speaking privately with Bertie in the living room. Afterward, Daniel apologized to both Adam and Alia Nazir for losing his temper. However, he also began sharing his theories about who might have alerted social services. In Wednesday's episode, Daniel clashed briefly with Alia and Idris Nazir at Roy's Cafe while discussing the situation involving Bertie. Later, Tracy approached him and explained that Ken was deeply concerned about his well-being. She encouraged him to pay his father a visit and reassure him. When Daniel arrived at Ken's house, he was irritated to find Adam and Tracy already there. Ken explained that he had personally invited them because he wanted everyone to discuss the recent events together. During the conversation, Ken, Adam, and Tracy confronted Daniel about his recent behavior. Ken admitted he feared Daniel could be heading down the same destructive path as Peter Barlow, whose struggles with alcohol caused years of turmoil. Daniel expressed regret for striking his father and said he felt terrible about what had happened. Adam responded by pointing out that feeling guilty would not prevent future mistakes or protect Bertie from potential harm. The exchange almost turned physical once again when Adam defended his decision to keep Bertie safe and away from Daniel. Before the disagreement could escalate further, Tracy stepped in and Daniel stormed out. Later that day, Tracy visited Daniel at his flat using Ken's spare key. She wanted to clear the air and admitted she felt partly responsible for the growing family tensions. Their discussion was interrupted when social services called. Meanwhile, several residents gathered at the Rovers' return for a drink, including Adam, Idris, Ken, Alia, and Kirk Sutherland. Conversation soon shifted toward Daniel and his recent behavior. Alia remarked that Daniel seemed unusually angry and admitted she had rarely seen him acting that way before. As Ken attempted to steer the discussion elsewhere, Daniel suddenly entered the pub and demanded to know who had anonymously contacted social services. Everyone present denied being responsible. Daniel then revealed that he now faced a formal assessment process and multiple follow-up visits from social workers. Frustrated and emotional, he argued that the investigation would be difficult for both him and Bertie. Adam suggested that the involvement of social services might ultimately benefit the situation, but Daniel strongly disagreed. Insisting that Bertie was his son, he accused someone in the room of trying to separate them before angrily walking out. With 6 people now under suspicion, the mystery remains unsolved. The question is which one of them made the report, and what Daniel will do once the truth finally comes to light. Emmerdale is broadcast on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1. Viewers can also watch episodes from 7 a.m. via ITVX or on YouTube.